Rory will be honored with a very prestigious award. He will be given the Arnie Award, which is an award that is given by Golf Digest to the player that gives back like Mr. Palmer did. And there you see him on the cover of Golf Digest, and he is replicating a cover shoot with Mr. Palmer in the same outfit that Mr. Palmer wore for his previous cover shoot on Golf Digest. And by the way, this award will also give $50,000 to the Arnold Winter Palmer Foundation and $50,000 to the Monterey Peninsula Foundation. I caught up with Rory. We talked about a number of things today, including the honor of receiving this award associated with Mr. Palmer.
Yeah, it's a great honor, especially, winning an award that has Arnold's name on it and what he meant to the game of golf, and sort of how he paved the way for, honestly, for all of us to be out here and doing what we're doing. I think he popularized the game of golf, especially professional golf in America, more than probably anyone but Tiger Woods, I would say, in the last 100 years. So, he made a huge impact on the game, and I think he lived his life the right way and treated people the right way, and to be a recipient of an award that has his name on it, it means a lot to me.
You're kicking off your PGA Tour season here. It's a signature event, and it's at Pebble Beach. How special is this week for you?
Yeah, it's very cool. I think Pebble is one of the most iconic places that we play golf, and I think to get all the best players in the world here this week is amazing. I think it's going to be, it's going to look a little different than what the Pebble Beach Pro-Ams looked before, but I think that's a good thing. I think it's going to be obviously ultra competitive. There's so many great players here, and I'm excited to be back. I haven't been here since the U.S. Open in 2019, so excited to get back here.
And you come here in form too, coming off a win. What's the special sauce you found early in your game in 2024?
I think just a continuation of what I was doing at the back end of 2023. Felt like I found my groove sort of in the summer and into the fall. And I've, it's been nice to have a bit of free time to work on my game and focus on some things. And I've done some good work with my team over the last couple of months. And thankfully, it paid off over in the desert in Dubai the last couple of weeks. And hopefully it's traveled with me over the Atlantic, and hopefully I can put up a good performance here and get myself right into the thick of things in the PGA Tour season and get off to a good start over here too.
Okay, and final thing, looking at your schedule, you've had some events you normally don't play. Valero, the Cognizant. What is your theory in playing these extra events?
Yeah, I just I'm a professional golfer. I play golf. It's sort of what I do. So and I think as well, I just don't want to be, looking at the schedule, like I could have designed it in a way that was very stop-start for me, and I just don't think that's been the way to get the best out of myself. Looking at the stats over the last few years, I definitely play my way into form. So playing 3 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in a row, 4 weeks sometimes maybe feels like a little too much, but definitely I've had some really good 3-week stretches over the past few years, and I think that's, to me, the formula to really feel sharp and really feel like I'm ready to perform.
So to follow what Rory was talking about, if you look at when the tour moves to Florida, he's going to play the Cognizant in Palm Beach, and then from there move north to play the Arnold Palmer Invitational, which is a signature event, and then he thinks that'll have him ready for a prestigious event, the Players, the following week. And he will play the Valero Texas Open, which is the week before the Masters, and this year will mark his 10th attempt at trying to win the Masters, which of course would mean the career Grand Slam for Rory. Guys?
All right, Todd, thank you. And I love that cover shot of Tiger as Arnold Palmer. Same sizable biceps, the guns as Arnie in the early 60s. And if you noticed, the little Brill Cream twirl, I don't know if you remember Brill Cream twirl with the hair on the front. He's looking very good. You had a nice, 45-minute chat with Rory on the range yesterday. How's he doing? Sounds great.
Yeah, he is good. Obviously, he's very consumed still, even though he's not on the board with what's going on behind the scenes, and is very much obviously still involved and well briefed on that. But his game's in a good spot. I agreed with what he said there. I think his game end of last season was really good. I think the last couple of years have seen the best we've ever seen of Rory McIlroy. I know that hasn't culminated in major championship wins, but all the underlying statistics in his game have never been stronger. You know, his chipping, his putting, you know, his wedge play, all things that potentially were weaknesses in the past have all improved. So he's in a good place. Winning and playing well in Dubai, I take that with a pinch of salt. That style of golf is something where he's always played well. He's won 6 times over in Dubai. That style of golf course over there really suits him. He dominates off the tee. The tournament that he won there, the Dubai Classic, which he's won 4 times, by the way, you know, the first 3 rounds, he was 11 under par for the 12 par 5s. You know, he dominates off the tee, takes those holes apart, and that was the foundation for going on to shoot a 14 under and winning by a shot. So it's a little bit like Palm Springs, but a little bit more wind and a little bit tougher setup conditions. So it's quite sterile conditions, but he seems to revel in those. So all in all, game in good shape, a first and a second coming out of the year. Going to be tough for him this week. This is not the style of golf that he normally plays well in. We're going to have pretty gnarly weather. We're going to have small, spinny greens. We're going to have very bumpy greens. Interesting to see how he's going to equip himself to this test.
I will say he has had success on soft golf courses. You think about Congressional and the U.S. Open runaway. His first major, well,
there's a reason, Rich, he hasn't come back here since 2018 in Poana bumpy greens.
Yeah, but that has, I think, for so many of the players, had as much to do with the 6-hour rounds over 3 different golf courses and the crazy weather. And I will say, with respect to win, Rory hit what I thought was the shot of the year in 2023, the belt-high 2-iron from 205 at the Genesis Scottish Open to win the tournament. So, yes, I think he can play in the wind, but we'll see. You've seen improvement where?
The wedge game, and when you look at this golf course, as Paul alluded to, very pitched, small greens, and when they're soft, Paul, you know, it's impossible to throw a wedge in with full spin and not have it come all the way to the front or even off the green. And the things I've been noticing in Rory's game lately, since the Memorial, he put 4 wedges in play. He's been working on that off-speed shot, so to speak, and I look back at the Dubai Invitational, and he hit wedge after wedge that were just perfect. He even laid up on a couple par 5s. We look at 11 on Sunday, he took that weapon out driver, played it way up there next to the green, 50-yard pitch, firm conditions, but he showed tremendous ability to land it where he wanted with the right spin. We move up ahead on Sunday to 13. He was 230 yards out from the center of the fairway on a par 5, and he laid up to 75 yards, a perfect number for him to take the spin off and just dial it in to perfection. He did this all week long, and seeing Rory McIlroy have that kind of control of his wedge game, I'm really interested, because I don't think there's a tougher test with the wedges. I bet there's 8 wedge holes out here, not including the par 5s for him. And to those back pins, if he's on, he's got a chance. But if he's not, as you know, going over the back of these greens is brutal, and spinning them to the front, leaving those long lag putts is even harder.
Absolutely. All those greens pitch from back to front as well, Johnson. So it'll be interesting to see how he's going to do. I agree. You know, he's a far better player than he has ever been before. I really am very buoyed with the form that he's shown and underlying statistics in the last 2 years. I think he's better equipped to face this test than he's ever been before. He's in a good spot. I think there's a bit of inspiration coming from all the talk with Liv going on too. You know, I mean, when Rory's heart is engaged in something, as we saw at the Ryder Cup, that's when he's at his best, and he's certainly engaged at the moment in the game. And I think the Liv narrative has played a big part in that. So all in all, I think Rory is probably better equipped to win the big one in April than he's ever been.
Your point of view, go ahead, guys. In what ways does he embody a little bit, you know, of the spirit of Arnold Palmer, who, by the way, helped to restore Pebble to all of its luster as part of the ownership group here? But in what ways do you think he embodies a little bit of Arnold's spirit?
Well, I think Rory McIlroy in interviews is so, he's very generous. He tells you what he's thinking, how he's thinking. You look at a Tiger Woods that was very guarded, and a lot of players are that way. I think Rory has always been very forthcoming with his thoughts, and I didn't experience Arnie in his prime, but I envision he was that way as well.
There's a lot of synergies with what Arnie did and how Arnie conducted his business. You know, Rory is a very smart and savvy businessman for a start, just like Arnie was. I think he plays in that swashbuckling way that Arnie did. I think he's got the appeal of the fans in general. They love Rory. All the kids love Rory, just like they loved Arnold Palmer. So there's a lot of synergies in Rory McIlroy's status as a professional that is very much correlated to who Arnold Palmer was.
I think, you know, whether it's with the media or with the fans, I think, like Arnold, he has sort of a generosity of spirit. Not perfect. Not, everybody loves that, Rory's weighing in on every single topic, but there's a real, desire to open himself up and be professional, not just in the way that he plays the game, but in the way that he treats the media and the fans, and that's the way it's supposed to be at this level of the game.